What's up, guys? Welcome to the Quarantine. I'm your host, Wolf, and today we're going to be taking a look at Slime Adventures: The Mystical Forest by Sneaky Bear Studios. Now, it plays 3 to 5 players, and I'd say it plays in about 30 minutes or so. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This game has got a huge stigma around it. The premise of the game is you are basically slime monsters that are supposed to be stopping a group of female adventurers by progressively beating the clothes off of them and basically raping these women. Now, if you've been a subscriber to my channel for a while, you know that I love lewd games. I have all the Senran Kagura's for Vita, anyways, and 3DS for that matter. I have Tentacle Bento, I have Karate Fight, I have Barbarossa, I have all of the Tanto Kores. I really like lewd games. I love TNA in my anime and in my games. I just really like lewd. So I bought this because, honestly, think what you want. The theme doesn't bother me that much. Whatever. If you don't like it, don't buy the damn game. But regardless, I went ahead and bought it because I had heard nothing but bad things about it. Everybody's like, "Bah, the game's terrible, don't buy it, blah, blah, blah." And so I went ahead and bought it because, and I don't remember how much it was, but I figured I'd buy it just in case people got all pissy and it got pulled out and you couldn't find it anymore, and here in 10, 15 years, maybe it'll be worth some money. Why not? So I went ahead and bought it. So let's see how the game plays and we'll go to my final thoughts. Alright, so this is basically Slime Adventures when it's set up. As usual, this isn't a tutorial, this is a review, but I'll briefly touch base on how the game plays. Each player is going to get one of the monsters. There's 2 of each card, so one for your reference in front of you, and then one that goes out around the board. So I have everything already set up, and the ultimate goal is the first one that gets 6 of these mutation cards. So each player on their turn is going to get a hand of 3 cards. And I totally didn't set that up. That's just kind of how it happened. But one of them is Corrosion, one of them is Tear with Pantsu, and one of them is Smash, because Lord knows I'd smash. And if you notice on these cards, you have a T, a C, and an S. And the way the game is going to work is on your turn, you have to fight everything that's around you. So for example, let's just say hypothetically we had something like this. Okay, so Simple John, let's say Simple John is the one that's going first. Simple John has a T and has a C because it's only orthogonal. Has a C and a T, and this is his. So he can discard a C and discard a C. So that means he would take the top card of both of these and put him next to his pile. And then now there's still a C and T, but sometimes they change. The number you see here just shows what order they go in. They go into descending order. And then afterwards, you are able to either move an adventure anywhere. It has to be adjacent to either a slime or another adventure. So I can go ahead and move this over here. So now when it comes to Ball of Wrath's turn, if he's next, he now has to have an S, a C, and a C in his hand in order to do anything. But, so we do that. We discard these, or these stay over here. We move that, then we draw back up to 3 cards. You can discard this if you want, but you have to have 3 cards in your hand afterwards. Or, instead of moving, I can mutate. So let's say I did move this one. And I want to take these 2. And if you notice in the bottom of these, there's a number. So that means I could discard the 2 in order to get this. So this would do Corrosive Blast. At the beginning of your action phase, you may gain 1 card from any adventurer whose weakness is Corrosion. Sweet. Or adventure whose weakness is Corrosion, which would be that. So I'll do that. I'll discard these. These are out of the game, and I get this, and bam. That's now an ability that Simple John just has. And remember, you have to have 6 of these. So then this discards, or this refreshes. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. And then it goes to the next player. So let's just say he was like this. And let's say this is his hand. So he's got 2 smashes and a tear. He needs a smash, a corrosion, and 2 corrosions. So we can't do that. So what happens is he's dead. He comes back over here in front of himself, and he's effectively out of the game for 2 rounds. The rules are half Japanese and then half English. They're not very well written, and there's a lot of things that aren't covered. Like, for example, here, it doesn't state what happens. Because it always states that there has to be something orthogonally adjacent to each card. So what we've been doing is we just like Tetris it. Depending on whose turn it is, it'll either fall here or it'll fall here. It just makes the game flow a little easier. But then it goes to the next player and so on and so forth. So, what is the problem with this game? Well, this is what people are getting uppity about. So you have the wizard. And as you beat them, it gets gradually more and more lewd. And I think it's this one. So it just gradually gets lewder and lewder, and people are getting incredibly pissy about it. So, honestly, I've played way worse. To be completely honest. Hell, I have way worse on my computer. So, that's really how you play the game. The game is incredibly cutthroat. And literally that's all you play, or all how you play. However, there's one additional thing. Let's say Epic Dude was over here when it's Simple John's turn. So this is Simple John's, or let's say this is Epic Dude's hand. This is Simple John's hand. So what Epic Dude can do on his turn is he can go, you know what? Little Simple John just goes, yeah, all I need is this corrosion, which he has. But what Simple John's going to do is go, you know what? You also need a smash. So if Simple John can't discard a corrosion and a smash, which let's say hypothetically right now of course. Let's say hypothetically he can't. So what happens is he keeps his corrosion card and he dies, skipping his turn. And of course the rules don't stay, but we Tetris him back in. And if he does that, he gets to take one of his captured adventure cards. So if I had those 2 from these 2, and I hadn't spent them, I would have to give him one of them. And that's how you play Slime Adventures. It's not a hard game at all. So let's go to what I think about it, right? Slime Adventures. To be completely honest, I enjoy Slime Adventures. Is it going to win an award? No. Not at all. It's not a good game. It's basically, I think I've did a tutorial on Tentacle Bento, and it's basically the same exact philosophy of Tentacle Bento. Is it a good game? No, not really. Is it entertaining to play? Yeah, it can be if you're playing with the right group of people. We've played it 3 or 4 times. It's a good bit of fun. It's not balanced at all. I've actually thought about trying to figure out some house rules that might make the game actually a good game. But it's not balanced at all. You're going to have one person that's going to run away with the lead. But it's a good game to laugh and joke about boobs and maybe have a few beers. There's been a lot of negative press involving this. Some of my favorite reviewers hate this game. And, I mean, I guess I could see why. But the way I see it is if you don't like it, don't buy the damn game. It's not that big of a deal. Don't support them if you don't like it. Whoop-de-doo. But if you're not offended by the theme and the art of the game, it's good fun. I mean, well, I don't want to say it's good fun. It's entertaining. I don't remember how much it costs. I think it costs too much, though that is one thing I have to say. But it does not deserve the amount of bad press and bad publicity that the game is getting. It isn't that bad. The game is somewhat enjoyable. And, again, I mean, if you like games like Senran Kagura, and again Tentacle Bento, Barbarossa, you like TNA in your games, then you might enjoy Slime Adventure. So anyways, you may disagree with me and don't care. So if you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time in the quarantine.